Hello everyone, welcome to Court with Krissy. Do we need to add, please refrain from TikTok challenges and huffing whipped cream to terms for probationers? I think so. But it's Licking County. What's not to love? I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
Shows that she's progressing in her substance use, finding different substances that she can use rather than staying sober at this time.
On the whipped cream, could you really tell whether she might just be consuming the whipped cream versus huffing it? It looks like she's drinking it.
Well, I guess I can just testify from my personal experience. When a person consumes whipped cream, they're holding the bottle a certain way or they're putting it on another food source. My professional experience in taking different courses that show how people abuse those substances, they would use the can in the way that she held the can to not ingest the whipped cream, however, get the air and the nitrous oxide that comes out of the can. That is the method, the way that she's holding the can, the way that the nozzle of the can is in her, is the method and manner in which that people abuse harmful intoxicants, not consume whipped cream.
But you don't know that's what she was doing.
It is
She also said wow a couple of times.
Let him answer the question, Your Honor. I'd ask that the attorney let him answer the question, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
It is my professional opinion that she was abusing the harmful intoxicants and not consuming whipped cream. And she admitted to abusing the harmful intoxicants, not consuming whipped cream, to officers when confronted.
She admitted to the huffing of the whipped cream?
To P.O. Weaver.
Getting back to the CPO violation charge, did that have anything to do with her trying to see her children? Do you know? Did she talk to you about that?
According to the incident report, it did not. She had contacted the protected party to discuss the abusive behavior that she was receiving at the hands of her now husband.
Is it your understanding that she has pled to that charge, but she hasn't been sentenced on that yet?
Correct.
Do you know when that's scheduled for her sentencing?
I believe in later in February, if not the beginning of March.
Okay. Do you think it's necessary for her to go into jail as opposed to setting up an outpatient treatment or rehab?
Yes.
Are you saying that because you asked her to go into counseling and she wouldn't do that voluntarily? Is that where you're coming from on that?
That's part of it, is that, I've discussed now 2 different treatment options with her. She hasn't gone to either one of them. It's my belief right now that she's not as motivated as she needs to be to get into treatment, so therefore I think incarceration and residential is the only way to go.
But what you discussed was counseling, not so much a rehab type of program. Is that correct?
Correct.
So maybe if you had discussed that, she should have a chance. If she had a chance for that, maybe she would have done that, you know?
I don't know. I told her to contact BHP to begin her medication management. I don't know if she's done that yet. In November, when I discussed the alcohol use, we discussed going to Shepherd Hill and Brightview. I believe that she's done neither of those things. She's able to get the counseling right now because she's indicated to me on a couple of different occasions that she does not have health insurance, and therefore I don't know that she would be able to get into counseling in a timely manner at this time, so I would recommend that incarceration and residential treatment would be what is necessary in this case.
That's all the questions I have.
Can I ask a question? Thank you. P.O. Bernard, does it concern you that whatever testing that you put forward to try to keep her sober, that she finds a way to go around that?
Yes. In our line of work, that's criminal thinking behavior, and that needs to be treated with cognitive-based treatments. It's behavior that is very difficult to supervise because you're not wanting to comply with our terms, you're not wanting to comply with the rules, you're trying to find ways around the rules.
And obviously by being incarcerated, obviously she couldn't get a can of whipped cream and huff, correct?
Correct.
And then from that point on, you are requesting that she go to an inpatient residential?
Correct.
Okay, thank you, no further questions.
Any recross? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You may step down. Mr. Proctor, what do you wish to present here?
I'd like to call Ms. Rowe.
Right up there to the witness stand. You're right up there, remain standing. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you should give in this case now being heard to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God, or under penalty of perjury.
Yes, sir.
Have a seat. State your full name, spell your last name.
Shelby Jean Rowe.
Thank you.
I want to start with the CPO case. Is it accurate that you pled to a CPO violation, but you're awaiting a sentencing hearing on that?
Yes, sir. I pled guilty because I did, in fact, call my sister. Okay? This CPO is so vague. So vague. I'm allowed to speak to her. I'm allowed to see her, but it's involving my kids. She hasn't allowed me to see my kids in 4 months. She lives right next door to me. I was being abused. Okay, it's on record. My husband broke 4 of my ribs. He punctured my lung. Okay, it collapsed. Instead of calling for police, when it would take them forever to get there, yes, I called my sister who lives next door, who's my best friend, by the way, who will talk to me and let me see my kids when we're okay, but when she's angry at me, she wants to send me to jail. I have a job that is very important to me. I work in a nursing home taking care of old people. It is very important to me. Okay, I'm about to lose my job if I go today. There's one. I have done everything you have asked of me, everything. I have this on me. I've been sober for 2 months, I think it's 2 months that I've had this ankle monitor on. I've showed up for every drug test, no matter how hard it is for me. I can pull up record that I've spent over $500 on Ubers alone coming back and forth to drug test. I have to clock out of work. I have to go come back, clock back in. My boss is allowing me to do that. What job is there that a boss is gonna let you do that? She is working with me so hard, but I am on my last straw with her. If I go today, I lose my job. My husband is gonna have to pay all the bills by himself. We may lose our home. I just got a puppy yesterday. My husband bought me a puppy that I'm not gonna be able to see for 6 months. For what? For what have I done wrong, really? Yes, I'm an alcoholic, but I've shown you that I'm sober. I huffed whipped cream. I'm so sorry. Okay, that is the one time I've done that in my whole life. I do not have a drug problem, and I can prove that. Alcohol is the only thing that I have a problem with. Only thing. I'm not trying to go around, this drug thing. I shouldn't even have to be drug testing because I don't do drugs. Yes, I admit I did that whipped cream, and it was a joke. It was an absolute joke. Me and my husband were joking about it. It was a TikTok that I saw. Okay, I do not deserve to be going to jail. Why can't I do outpatient? Like he suggested. Like seriously, because I've been showing you that I'm willing to go the extra mile, show up every day, spent $500 on Ubers just to come drug test. I am willing to show you that I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Yes, I haven't done counseling. I do not have insurance right now. I'm spending all my money doing all of this. I don't have the money to go pay for counseling. I'm sorry, I'm working on getting insurance. I got married. I'm working on getting insurance with my husband. He works at Armor Source. If that pans out, I can do all that. But at this moment, I only have limited resources, and with that, I'm doing what you're asking of me. Please don't send me away. That's all I have to say.
What's the name of your employer?
My boss's name is Marie.
What-
I
what do
work
you-
in,
What do you do there?
I'm a housekeeper and I also do one-on-one with the residents.
Did you tell your probation officer that you'd been drinking?
Yes, I did, because I was reaching out for help. He went a whole year without speaking to me, without calling on me, without checking on me. I was told that I would have random visits shown up to my house, at any time, not to have alcohol. He left me alone for a year, okay, for a whole year. Not a single call to check, hey, how are you doing? I'm so sorry I relapsed. I had no support.
So why didn't you go to the counseling that he recommended for you?
I have no insurance. I lost my medication due to not having insurance. I haven't taken my medicine in a year and a half because I can't afford it. Okay? These are things that I've called to talk to Jordan about. He hasn't responded. It's response with, let's send her to jail. Let's do this. Not, let's sit here and figure out how to help the poor girl when I've called to get help in the first place.
Would going into rehab be beneficial for you?
No, it would not be beneficial for me because I'll lose my home, I'll lose my job, I'll lose everything. Outpatient rehab? Yes, absolutely. Every day after 2:30, I am free unless I do one-on-ones and on the weekends is when I usually do my one-on-ones. But, I could do it. It's going to be hard to do everything that you're asking of me, but I will do it.
I have nothing.
Cross-examination.
Thank you. You know the terms of the probation, the protection order, correct?
It's very vague,
It
very
says that you
vague.
can talk to her about kids. It doesn't say you
Yes.
can talk about anything else,
Yes,
correct?
ma'am.
And obviously, that was reported to the police.
Yes, ma'am.
But you'd rather do that than call the police?
Yes, ma'am. At this moment, yes, I
Okay.
don't trust the police because
Great.
of this right here.
Thank you. Now, you said that you have a job at a nursing home.
Yes, ma'am.
Does drinking help you keep that job?
My boss drank with me, yes.
Wow, your boss drank with you. Does she know that's a prohibition of your probation?
Objection.
She can answer if she knows.
If she knows, she can answer.
I don't know, but I was honest and I reached out saying I was having a problem. I tried to get help.
And he sent you to a couple places to try to get help, right?
The help that I can't receive because I don't have insurance.
Did you address that with Mr. Bernard?
He won't address it with me. He's telling me, you're going to, this is what's happening.
So
We
you
have
never
not
looked
talked
for
about any other
alternative-
options. No,
You've
ma'am.
never talked about alternative
No, ma'am.
solutions to these places
No, ma'am.
because you don't have insurance?
No, ma'am.
Don't you think that'd be a question you asked?
I did.
And he just never
No,
answered
ma'am.
you? So you just huff as a joke.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're on probation. You're not allowed to use substances. You can't drink your alcohol. So you decide to huff to get high?
A one-time joke, yes, absolutely.
That's a
I
joke.
did that. I admit to it. I admit to it.
That's a joke to get high.
Yeah, it was a joke. Yes, ma'am.
Well, and you knew that they weren't going to test for that, correct?
No, I did not know that. Absolutely. I
You knew
thought
it
I would
wouldn't
fail
show up.
my drug test that day.
You
Yes,
knew it
ma'am.
would show up on your
I
scram.
thought I would fail my drug test that day. Asked the lady. I said, will I fail my drug
You
test?
knew it wouldn't
No,
show
I
up.
did not, ma'am.
Will you listen to my question, ma'am? You knew it wouldn't show up on your scram device, right?
No, I did not.
When did you use that huff?
December 23rd, the day
Okay.
the video was shown.
And how long do you claim you've been sober?
I have been sober for 2 months on this ankle monitor.
Well, that December 23rd was before that.
I didn't get high that day, no ma'am.
But you used a substance.
Yes,
in an
I
attempt
used
to
a
get high.
substance. I did not get high. I have been sober for 2 months.
And you actually put that on social media, correct?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Well, what's the purpose of huffing?
The purpose of what I did was it was a TikTok trend that me and my husband wanted to try out.
What does huffing do?
I actually don't know because I've never done it in my life except for December 23rd.
When, in all honesty, you've had control to keep your job and all of the things that you're saying that you are a victim of, you've had control over that this entire time. Wouldn't
I
you
do.
agree?
I will not answer any more questions if you're just going to attack me.
Could you order her to answer my question?
You know, she's asking you questions. You don't.
What's this question, ma'am?
Isn't it true that the keys to this probation have really been under your control this whole time.
No, ma'am, it's not. I do not agree to that because I've reached out for help. If it was in my control, my probation officer would contact me back when I'm asking
You
for
made a
help. He
decision
would
to
give me
drink.
alternatives when I'm asking for help. I do not have insurance. How can I get help? He would answer that.
You decided to put
No,
alcohol
I
in your
didn't,
mouth,
no.
correct?
No.
You decided to put alcohol in your mouth. You decided to put a can of whipped cream in your mouth,
Yes,
too.
ma'am, I did.
Thank you. That was also in your control.
Yes. How many times do I have to say I did that?
As
In
many times as I need to
any
ask
more
you.
ways? I did that. I did that. Okay. Next question.
And isn't that against your probation?
Anywhere in my probation, it does not say do not get a can of whipped cream and huff it. No, ma'am, I did not break a probation requirement. I didn't think I was.
How about the alcohol?
The alcohol, yes, ma'am, I did. Once again, I answered your question. I broke my probation. Let's move on.
How about the protection order violation?
I did that. I have admitted to everything. Move on.
I have no further questions, thank you.
Any redirect?
Nothing further.
You may step down, ma'am.
Shut your phone off, please.
sir.
Anything further, Mr. Proctor?
Is there any other witnesses you want to call or anything like that?
I'd like you to call my friend who's been involved in my life for 2 years and can testify that I've done nothing wrong.
What's his name?
His name is Rob.
You want to? Okay, go ahead.
Right up there to the witness stand, please. Remain standing and raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you should give in this case now being here to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God or under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Have a seat. State your full name, spell your last name.
Robert Kaiser, K-I-S-E-R.
State your full name and address. Thank you.
Mr. Proctor?
Do you know Shelby Rowe?
Yes, sir.
How do you know?
We met at work about 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago.
Are you the husband she was talking about?
No, sir.
Okay. And so you've known her for 2 years?
Oh, just over 2 years, yes.
So in the last 6 months or so, do you know whether she's had an alcohol problem?
Since she's had her ankle monitor on, no. But prior to that, with her then boyfriend, yeah, she started drinking with him, and it did become an issue.
You've heard that the probation officer wants to go into a rehab program. Do you think that'd be beneficial for her?
She's discussed it with me, and like she has said, she doesn't have the money for a rehab program. That would be great if there was the opportunity where she could have gone freely on her own. But that was, like I said, she had spoken to me several times about talking to her probation officer, and there was nothing ever said about her going other than to paid ones.
Do you think she would be successful in an outpatient rehab?
I think she'd be successful if she puts her mind to anything.
That's all.
Cross-examination?
Do you know how insurance works?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so you realize that she did an outpatient, and if the whole problem is she didn't have insurance, that she would have to pay for that?
If she did outpatient,
Yep,
yeah,
okay. So, and the whole reason that she didn't go to all this stuff before is because she didn't have insurance.
correct.
So what if I told you if the probation officer incarcerated her today and court ordered her to go to rehab, she wouldn't have to pay a dime for that?
Well, that's, like I said, there's two sides to every coin. She's working on getting insurance. It's a slow process, as if you know how insurance works. It is a very slow process, and it takes a while to get everything established. She's done everything in her power from the time that she's had the ankle monitor on to stay clean, to stay away from alcohol and things like that.
To stay away from alcohol, correct?
Yeah,
Not other substances.
there's no other substances.
So you don't think huffing is a bad thing?
She did that one time, and I know she did it that one time, as a joke, just to see what was going on.
Okay, are you with her 24 hours a day?
I know Shelby very well. We have a
No,
very
that's not
close
my question. Are you with her
Well,
24 hours a day?
of course not. Of course not.
Okay.
Neither
So-
are you.
That's correct. That's why I'm
So
asking
you
questions.
don't know what she's done. She's
Sir,
never tested
I get to
for it.
ask the questions and you get to answer them. That's how this works. Got it?
Will you answer the
I
question?
didn't hear a question.
She'll ask questions, you'll answer questions.
If I can answer the question to the best of my ability, yes, I can do that.
Thank you. You have no personal knowledge whether or not she's used that substance since.
That's not correct.
So you're with her 24 hours a day to
That's,
say?
no.
Okay, thank you. And you're testifying here today to say that inpatient rehab would not be good for her, but she can't pay to go to outpatient because she doesn't have insurance.
That is correct.
Thank you. No further questions.
Nothing further.
You may step down, Mr. Kaiser.
Anything else?
No, it's up to the judge now.
That's all I have.
Okay. Is there anything further on behalf of either party?
No.
All right. Ms. Rowe,
Yes, sir.
there's a word that comes to mind here right now, and it's the word that comes to mind is denial. You're in denial,
Okay.
all right? And I don't want you to die.
Yes, sir.
Please, you've had a chance to talk. This is me talking now.
Yes, sir. I'm
There's
listening.
three things that can happen here. You can get clean and sober, you can end up in prison someday, or you can die. And I don't like the idea of any of them except clean and sober. But you've shown to the court, and I'm not the sentencing judge here, as you know. I'm a visiting judge. I'm here by assignment, and I'm hearing this evidence for the first time. I've looked through the reports here, and I'm finding that you have violated the terms of your probation. And of course, you have contested them, but the court is finding that. Now, here's what the court's going to do, and you're probably going to hate me. I don't doubt it for a minute, but I'm imposing the 180 days, and it's going to a remaining sentence. That's going to start today. That's the bad news. Here's the good news. With that 180 days, you're going to go to residential drug treatment program, and here's the carrot. You're going to get day-for-day credit if you successfully complete that program. So, in other words, if it's a 90-day program, you get 90 days towards your sentence. I'm quite certain that Judge George will be willing to release you upon completion. If it's 180 days, you've completed your sentence here, as far as I'm concerned, if you successfully complete it. Here's the bad news. If you don't successfully complete it, you don't get any jail credit.
Can I
So
ask some
successful,
questions?
no, you've talked. I've listened. I've heard what you had to say. You're trying to play the victim here.
No, I have questions about this rehab.
Well, I don't know exactly the rehab. Mr. Garner can explain the whole rehab process to you. I don't know what's available here through Licking County. I do know that it is available. I do know that we want to get you help. It sounds like you may have some issues that are going to require medication, and we want you, if it's bipolar that you're
do
diagnosed
realize
as.
that
I'm
okay.
talking, you're listening.
Okay.
Let's keep that in mind. If it's bipolar diagnosis that you have and you have to go on medication, you're going to take your medication as prescribed and only as prescribed. None of this self-medicating stuff, okay?
I had a shot that I took for months. I don't care. I'm speaking.
Well, I care.
Okay.
We're done here.
Okay.
Let's take her into custody, and that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
And you want him to take your purse?
Yes.
Okay.
No, not him. I want it to go with me.
They won't take it down to jail. They will not take this down to jail. So he's got to
Can I
take
turn
it.
my phone off?
Yes. There's nothing.
Oh, I need my husband's number. Can I write it down real quick?
You can take your phone with you if you want.
Yeah.
Well, he said I couldn't. You just
You
said
can
it
take your
couldn't.
phone, but they won't take your
Oh,
purse.
okay.
So you want him to take it?
Yes, please.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay, she's gonna, put your phone right here,
Yes, sir.
okay? She's gonna pat you down. I'm gonna ask you a simple question. You're not pregnant, are you?
No.
Okay. Jordan, keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
For me.
And you